What's up, second channelers? It's been actually a couple days since I posted. I know I should be posting more, um, but I have been struggling posting. Usually I could just post whatever and just talk about whatever, but that has not been the case. Just working in general has even been tough for me. Anyway, today's video is about recovery. Um, Perhaps recovery is different for different people. Probably is. I am not a normal person. I'm deeply troubled, disturbed, mentally ill. As you can probably tell by the rest of this channel, if this is the first video you've seen, I encourage you to check out anything else by me before you take any of this as gospel. Not that anybody's gonna watch this, but here it is into the ether. Um, Recovery for me anyway has taken a while. I lost a great deal maybe about a year ago, um, and I don't know if I necessarily had all these stages, in terms of like denial and anger and bargaining and all that stuff, because I didn't really go into it with that intent. Generally, whenever you lose something, I think it is very human to think of every scenario in which you get it back. It's not that I've never considered a scenario to where I didn't unlose what I had lost, but I knew that, as soon as she walked out that door, like I knew that was it, and that's okay, I suppose. It wasn't okay. I mean, obviously, I didn't want it to happen, or I would have done it myself. But I mean, you can only do what you can do. Um, you can't really control another person, and that has to be enough. You have to accept that it's that it's over, um, and that has to be okay. But that has to be like the first thing. You can't really deny that it has happened, or I don't even know how you would bargain through it. Um, the only person you can really be angry at, is yourself, right? And the other person like left. I suppose there's an indignation that you might be able to have, but to hold on to like any resentment is just nonsensical, really. Like you just can't. Um, and the things you're left with are depression, 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 depression until you kind of accept it. And I think there's a lot misconstrued, I guess, for how people view healing. Um, in my frame of reference, anyway, I'm obviously not an expert. Um, uh, I would say there's this pervasive thought that things get better, that I'm going to be really sad now, but in the future, it'll get better. And things will be better than they were at your lowest, but they might never get as good as they were at your peak. And that has to be okay. Like, I don't know, for some people, being at the pinnacle of like their relationship with another person will be the pinnacle of their life. For some people, a high school football trophy will be the pinnacle of their life. For some people, they'll get their doctorate and that'll be the pinnacle of their life. You will peak at a certain point. You can never stop. Like, you can never really forever peak, right? Like, eventually you're going to hit it and that's going to be it. And then everything else is going to be worse than that. It doesn't have to be much worse than that. It doesn't have to be horrible, right? Your peak could be really, really high. Um, but just like a fighter wins fights, or a gamer wins games, or a movie star gets his Oscar, every dog has its day. But after you've got your day, you know things may not ever improve. um, they might not always suck, but some things will never get better. um, Sometimes, if you see a phantom in the corner of your eye of the person you used to be, you'll just see that will forever haunt you, because you'll never be that person again. And there's a simple solution if that's too much for you. I would say for me, recovery has been difficult. Um, Mainly because I kind of like the way I am, but the way I am isn't very conducive towards the things I want. Um, it gets me from point A to point B, it, but it doesn't do a lot in terms of overall fulfillment. And being fulfilled seems pretty important. Being able to fulfill yourself seems to me to be a good path to recovery. Um, you can always try to rebound using other people, but your own works are generally what are going to move you forward. Things that you can be recognized by others and yourself for. You know, if you're an artist, I'm an artist, I suppose. For me, writing helped a lot. Uh, some of my best works have been written. My best work has been written, I think. Perhaps I'll write a better one in the future, but as of right now, my current pinnacle of art has been achieved, and I felt a great sense of fulfillment from that. That's probably one of the happiest moments I've ever had in my life. Probably top two happiest moments. And my other happiest moment is like I think in 2020 perhaps, or 2019 late, uh, which is quite a gap between happy moments, but both of which were fulfilled by extreme um, extreme like efforts of like talent or skill by myself, and those levels of fulfillment were things that let me know that I could build upon myself, that I could keep going. If I didn't want to keep going, you know, I got it whenever I want it. Um, I don't know if there's truly a balance between having like a lot of platonic friendships as a support network, to get you away from a difficult situation rather than more intimate relationships. Um, the intimate relationships seem like they can help you express yourself better, and they can provide you a better safety net than any kind of platonic friendship is going to. Even if you have like well made platonic situations, you're going to put a lot of stress on those relationships by engaging with them during your recovery. Whereas having intimate relationships, it doesn't have to be intimate short or intimate long, but they do have to be rather intimate in order for you to leverage them in order to stabilize yourself. I think these should be taken into account. Being able to meet people when you're on the path downwards, you can really you could really use them to improve your situation. Now, granted, this is not super fair to people you engage with. You should generally be pretty transparent about where you are and your availability and like how you can or can't do certain things. But um, there will be many people that are just interested in having any kind of intimate relationship, whether or not is with somebody that is broken or not. Um, I think that should be considered as a solid way to seek help, between bettering yourself, as in getting more fit and working harder and expressing yourself through some kind of art or creative means. On top of that, you should be seeking some kind of intimate relationship. Um, this can be with people that you haven't interacted with in a while, people that you may have used to know. This could be using like kind of dating apps. This could be doing kind of anything like that. But generally, when I say intimate relationships, I mean emotionally intimate. That has to be the focal point, and that can help you greatly. Physically intimate, if you get it, you get it. Good for you. Um, but be careful, right? Your main focus is on processing and recovery, and if you end up switching to avoiding, the confrontation of like your own soul is just gonna bite you later. It's kind of something you've got to work through and think about. You can't really turn to the bottle. You can't really just smoke your way out of it. You can't, can't sleep your way out of it. It's something you're gonna have to face every single day, and you're either gonna die or you're gonna make it happen. That's about it, boys. If you're gonna be mad at anyone, be mad at yourself. Be sad for as long as it takes. Talk to people you have to, but understand that leveraging yourself out of recovery into recovered is going to take a toll on any relationship you use for it. So if you're using relationships for it, let they be new ones and not established ones. Good luck. You're gonna need it.